Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I am Adrian and in today's video I will show people interested in learning more about networking how they can build their own labs to practice with real router images without any cost. The video is split into three parts. In the first one I will cover the requirements. I will show you from where to access all of the resources needed to build a lab. In the second part, I will make a brief description of the solution and how it works. And in the last part, we will see how we put all of this together. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll find this information useful and enjoy the video. Let's go. Okay, let's see what do we need to build this lab and make it work. Well, first of all, we will need some software to emulate our network topology, something like EventG or GNS3. I am using GNS3 version 2.2.32, which is the latest version at the time of this recording. You can download it for free from gns3.com. The second thing we will need is a hypervisor. A hypervisor is a software which allows you to create and run virtual machines. We will run our virtual routers as virtual machines inside this hypervisor before importing them into GNS3. We will use VMware Workstation Pro 16 and you can download it from vmware.com. You will only need a regular account, and after you log in you will be redirected to this page, and in the search box you will write down VMware Workstation Pro 16 download and click on the search button. From the results list, you will select the version which matches your operating system. And of course, you will need a router image. You can find that at cisco.com. You will also need a regular account, and after you log in, you will go to Products and Services, Software, Download Software and Manage Licenses. And in the download and upgrade section, we will click on the access downloads link. A new tab will appear, and from this new tab we will click on the browse all button to see all the offerings. From the column in the left we will scroll down and select routers. From the column in the middle, we will also scroll down and select virtual routers. And finally, from the column in the right, we will click on Cloud Services Router 1000V. From this new page, we will click on the iOS XC software link. And here we are interested in the version 3.15.0s. And from this list, we will select this OVA file. We will download the OVA file. I will not do this since I already did, but once you are done with downloading and installing all the required resources, we will see each other in the next section where I will make a description of the solution and show you how it works. See you there. Okay, now let's have an overview of the solution and what we are about to do. I will start with the operating system, and you might use a Linux distribution or Microsoft Windows. It doesn't really matter. I am using Ubuntu 2004 as my operating system, and like any modern operating system, it has access to a network interface card. On top of it, I installed VMware Workstation Pro to be my hypervisor and GNS3 to emulate my network topologies. We said that we will deploy the routers as virtual machines inside the hypervisor. So this will be the mighty CSR 1000V. Like any virtual machine, it will receive some virtual CPU, some memory, and we may provision it with multiple network adapters. These network adapters will connect to a virtual layer 3 switch. So this is a V switch. After we are done with installing the virtual machine, we will import it into GNS3, and here we can use it to build our topologies. One thing I noticed when importing the routers in GNS3 was that I wasn't able to activate the console to manage them directly from GNS3. So if I wanted to configure anything on them, it had to be done through the console in the hypervisor. But to be honest, this is a pretty ugly approach. And I wanted to activate the remote management. I wanted to be able to remotely manage the routers from my GNS3 topology. To do this, we will choose one router to act as a gateway, and on the machine associated with that router, we will pick one adapter and put it into NAT mode. What this does is connect that adapter to a network segment which is translated to the IP address configured on my physical interface card. By doing this, we achieve two things. First of all, we give access to the routers in our GNS3 topology to the outside world. We give them access to the internet. Second, we will be able to remotely manage them from other subnets. On the router which will act as a gateway, we will need to configure the interface associated with this NAT adapter to receive an IP address via DHCP. So it will receive an IP address, and it will also install a default route in its routing table. To make the connectivity possible, we will need to configure static routing on our host to whatever subnets we will configure here. So this will be GNS3 subnets. And we will configure a static route via whatever IP address will be received on this interface. By doing this, we will be able to open a terminal, and from this terminal, SSH or Telnet the routers in our topology. This is pretty much it. We will see each other in the next section where I will show you how we put all of this together. See you there. Here we are in the graphical user interface of the hypervisor, and from here we need to create the virtual machines, our virtual routers. I will click on File, Open, and select the OVA file downloaded from Cisco. After I select it, I will click Open and rename it. I will name mine CSR1000V_5 and click on Next. As deployment options, I selected small, which translates into one virtual CPU and 4 gigs of RAM. I will try to deploy this virtual router from an ISO file and see if I can lower the requirements. And if it works, and I will do a follow-up video on this. But for now, this is the smallest deployment options we are presented with. So I will click on Next. In this menu, we can configure some Bootstrap properties. We can give it an initial host name, username and login password, and we can click on import. It will take a while, so I will use the magic of editing to speed the process up. We will see each other after it finishes. Okay, if we will receive this error, this VMware Tools error, there is nothing to worry about. We just press OK and we go further. Now we just wait for the boot to finish and we are done. We received a prompt. I will see you in the next section where I will show you how to import this router image in GNS3. Okay, now I will show you how to import your virtual router in GNS3. After you open it, you will click on Edit, Preferences, and under VMware VMs, you will click on New. You will select your virtual machine from the VM list and click on Finish. After you do this, you will select the virtual machine and click on Edit in order to customize it. You can choose a custom symbol. Let me choose mine. I will select, let me scroll. I will select this one. You can also select the category under which GNS3 displays your router. I will select routers. And this console type field is what I was telling you about earlier when I said that I couldn't make the management work directly from GNS3. I will leave it like this, but you can try to configure it, and if you manage to make it work, please let me know in the comments. I don't want to start the VM in headless mode. I want to have the console also available from the hypervisor, so I will leave it like this. We are done here, so we will move to the network section. Here we can select the number of adapters for this virtual machine, for this router. Also, we can edit the name format. I will select gig space and followed by the interface number. And the adapter type I want to be VMX-Net 3. And after that I will click OK, apply, and OK again. After we do this, we can just go to the routers section and drag and drop our routers in the topology. Let me connect them. And now we can start them up directly from GNS3. If we receive an error saying that there are not enough interfaces, we can solve this issue by going into the hypervisor. We select from the menu Edit, Virtual Network Editor, and here we just need to add more interfaces to that virtual switch. To do this, we click on Add Network, select Host Only, and click on Add, then Save. I will not do this, I will just let the routers boot. It will take a while, so I will again use the magic of editing, and we will see each other very soon. And we are back. And I configured the two routers in the topology with some more human-friendly names. We have R1 and R2 now. And what I want to do next is configure the interfaces gig 0 on R1 and R2. One thing you will notice is that the interfaces displayed by GNS3 and the interfaces displayed inside the routers are delayed by 1. So what I want to say by this is that gig 0 from GNS3 will map on gigabit Ethernet interface inside the router. So this is what I'm saying. That I'm saying that this gigabit 1 interface from here, just a second, from here, it is this interface right here. Okay, moving forward. So I will put an IP address on this interface. Interface gig 1, I will give it IP address 10.255.1/24 and no shut. And on the interface gigabit Ethernet 1 from R2, I will give it the IP address 10.255.255.2/24 also, and also no shut. And I will also give it a default route via R1, but it will do nothing for the moment. Sorry. So for now, I just want to test connectivity between the two routers. I will ping R1 from R2, and we have IP connectivity. What I want to do now is configure on R1 that NAT interface. I want to make R1 to act as a gateway for this topology. So in the hypervisor, I will select the virtual machine associated to R1. I will right click it, click settings, and I will select this network adapter 4 and configure it as NAT type and click on save. This can be done while the VM is running without any problem. So the interface should flap. Let me show. So it is up. Let me do a shut, no shut. No, actually is gig 4, sorry. Shut. And after we bring it up again, it should receive an IP address. Not necessarily, because I didn't configure it to do to ask for an IP address, but we will solve this very shortly. So IP address DHCP. Now I configured it to ask for an IP address from the DHCP server. Just wait for a bit, and there it is. We received an IP address. Here it is. And also we have a default route installed in our routing table. Okay, moving forward, I will open a terminal on from my host. Just a second. And let me make it bigger. And I will try to ping R1. 149. And we should have connectivity. Now, in order to have connectivity with the rest of the topology, I will have to configure a static route towards the 10.255.255.0/24 network. So IP route add 192.168.24 via 172.168.163.149. And let me try to ping now 10.255.255.2, which is the gig 1 interface from R2, and we have connectivity. So basically now we can manage remotely all the routers in our topology. If I telnet on 10.255.255.2, I am on R2. And from R2, I also have connectivity to the outside world. I have connectivity to the internet. This is pretty much it. I hope you found this video useful and that it will help you build your first networking lab to practice. Now you know what do you need, what to do and how to do it. If you like this content and want more, please subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comment section. And also, if you enjoyed the clip, leave a like and share it with your friends if they are also interested in networking. We will see each other in some next videos, and until then, take care. Bye.